You get to a point where it becomes very easy for you to see people for who they are. And it's like you could see right through them. Like you already know their entire playbook. You already know what they think about you, how they feel about you, and what they plan to do. Now, before I really get into this video, I want to say that lately I'm noticing that a lot of my energy has been recovering. Ever since I quit my last job that was draining my energy, and also the reason why I left. Many reasons. I mean, not only were they playing games with me, but I just had this feeling. I woke up in the morning, or this happened around April, right? Like 4 months ago. I just woke up and something told me, don't go to work, don't ever go back again. There was different events that led up to that conclusion, and I did have this dream that warned me about something, right? About a certain coworker, and I had this feeling like, you know, something bad was gonna happen. I'm gonna just put it like that, because this person, they started to develop this kind of like sense of rivalry. There was some kind of, I could sense this energy from this person. Like I can tell that she didn't like me, and it's crazy because when we first started, like when I first met this person, everything was great. Everything was. I noticed a lot of patterns. And there's other things that was happening that I don't want to get into too much detail, but something told me that there was going to be conflict. I had a feeling that there was going to be an altercation. I just woke up that morning and I felt like someone was going to piss me off. And that's why I didn't go. I didn't show up to that. And I pretty much quit. And then I realized ever since I quit that job, I noticed that a lot of my energy has been recovering. Like I feel like I'm regaining my energy, like my just who I am as a person. Like I'm more passionate, and it's reflected in my videos. Like when I listen to my older videos, I just sound so tired. I sound so sleepy. I sound so like I try to make time for these videos, but I'd never had enough because I was so tired. And now that I have more flexibility, since I'm self-employed, I can pretty much, like make things work in my time and not really deal with stupid ass people. Now, don't get me wrong, there was some people that I really, there was some people that I appreciate. There was some great people that I was working with, man. There's been some solid people there, but one of them ended up leaving. And once the solid people start leaving, you're left to basically do all the work, damn near, and you start becoming drained. I always listen to my instinct whenever I have that sense that it's time for me to leave. It's time for me to leave the job or leave town. Essentially, I did end up leaving town. I left the job and the town. I didn't like that town very much. And so that's what happened. I went back to living by the coastline, and that's how I like it. I like being by the water. And so that's what it is. And I noticed my energy came back. I feel more like myself, when I do these videos, and my voice, I feel like I regained my voice, because I am an outspoken person. I'm passionate when I speak. But in my early videos, I noticed that I just sound so tired, like so fatigued, and then I just think about where I was mentally when I did that. I'm just like, man, I was tired as hell. And so there's a huge difference because I try to be consistent. I would upload every week, and even then I was still tired. And then now I'm doing it almost every day, and the energy is so much high. Like I have a higher level of energy. I feel like myself. I enjoy it, and it's just this is a great example of really being in tune and really putting your all your effort into something, rather than just applying just just a little bit. No, this is full. This is 100%. So I'm very happy about that. I really am. So I'll say this, it's just nice when when you decide that you want to live your life the way that you want to. You know, when you let go of a lot of things, man. You let go of a lot of things from the past. People really try to tell you who you are. They really try to paint you in a certain way, and you refuse that. You rejected that false identity that they tried to put on you. And once you get to a point in life where, you realize that no matter what you do for a person, they're gonna always hate you anyway. So you're better off doing what you love. You're better off living your purpose, doing what you need to do, you know? In my life, I'm gonna say this, like, I will never understand people because they can be so fake. They can pretend to like you. And the entire time they're over there they're over there, hanging out with people that hate you, people who can't stand you. And these people don't even know you. That fakeness, like, at least with me, no matter what people say about me, one thing you cannot say that I'm a fake person. One thing that you have to do is that you have to really, really protect yourself, because there's people that they just hate you, they hate on you, just simply because of who you are. And these are lessons that I had to learn for myself. You have to be very careful of people that come into your life trying to be a friend, so called. It takes a lot for me to call someone a friend. I don't just let anybody in my life. I'm pretty much, like I said, I have no problem being a loner. I mean, it's just me and my significant other right now. But if it was just me, I'll be all right. But no matter what happens, I know how to be content with myself. And so I'm not desperate to make friends and always needing to be around a lot of people. To be honest, I prefer to not be. I prefer to not be around a lot of people. The level of fakeness that we've experienced in life, the way that people can it's so easy for people to betray you. It's like, honestly, I really don't care to have a group of people around me, because for the most part, the more people you have around you, the more likely they are to stab you in the back. It's like you're increasing the likelihood of that happening, which makes no sense. And so one thing I would say is that, there have been, man, there's just been so many stupid things that happen when people hate on you, when people, they can never celebrate you. They can never really just be happy for you. They could never really just appreciate your presence there, like, bringing life into the whole atmosphere. People will still hate you regardless. It doesn't matter. None of that matters. They think they know you. They think they know everything about you, even though they never got to know you, never spoke to you, never had a little drink with you. It's crazy. And that is why I really don't care about making a lot of friends, because more than likely, most people operate off of this I don't even call it a mind, because at this point it doesn't even seem like they have one. They don't have a mind of their own. It's just whatever the media says, that's what they think. A lot of people, when they look at you, the assumptions that they make is based off of their past experiences, which most likely had to be toxic. It's based off of the media. It's based off of social engineering. It's not even based on reality, anything but reality, anything but the truth, When they see you, they see someone that they just hate for various, actually, I wouldn't even say various reasons, because those reasons are not lined with reality. Because in reality, they don't know you. Therefore, how could they hate you when they don't know you? Too many people fall into this shit. Oh, I don't like this person. Why? You don't even know them. People make assumptions. They have their preconceived ideas about you when they look at you. Everything is so ridiculous, But one thing you gotta watch out. You gotta watch out for those jealous friends. Watch out for those jealous friends, because when I reflect back on my life, I realize, like, they throw it in your face. They let you know they don't like you. and we overlook certain things. But one thing is for sure that, I've encountered some people that have shown me, that have shown little signs that I learned my lessons from the past. So when it happens, when I encounter another person that is similar to the fake friends from the past, now I'm able to be like, okay, yeah, I recognize this pattern, and I'm not going to let this person in my life, because here, this is what people do, they antagonize you, so they talk shit about you to other people that don't know you, and you can already see it coming. The stuff they say, it's just like, some people think they're too pretty for this and too, like, what are you talking about? You get what I'm saying? Like, these people live in a fucking delusion. Like, they don't live in reality. I'm telling you, these covert narcissists do not live in reality. They're imagining stuff. They have to make you look like something completely different that makes their actions look justifiable. They have to paint you as, like, apparently I'm a mean girl. I haven't said a fucking word. I could sit here and be quiet, and guess what? There's gonna be a covert narcissist that's gonna try to paint me as a mean girl, like, oh, I'm so full of myself, and oh, I think I'm all that. And it's like, I didn't say a damn word. You see how these people, they look at you and they already are coming up with these ideas, these assumptions, or these based on their illusions, or based on what they want to portray, this false narrative of you. But then at the same time, they'll say, oh, you think you're all that, but then they'll talk shit about your financial situation and try to say, oh, you don't have this, you don't have that. So, and how is a person that is so into themselves, how the hell can they be into themselves if they don't have nothing? So essentially it translates to the fact that they're just mad that we have this natural born confidence, that we just are happy with ourselves without needing much. And that's pretty much what they hate, and because so many people are just so weak, so pitiful, there's no point in being around that. When it comes to the workplace, or past relationships or past friendships, you notice that there was moments in your life where you felt like there was parts of you that was suppressed, because you were walking on eggshells. You didn't want to do too much. Anything, they tried to tell you to tone it down. They tried to shame you from being yourself. It's just the fact that you were outshining. You were just, they talk bad about you because they don't want you to have a lot of friends. They didn't want you to have a lot of support. There's going to be people that they are not going to accept you for whatever reason, whatever the case is. It's a lot of dumbass reasons, because you might think, oh, it might be this, it might be that, and then you find out that it's not even that. It's all spiritual at the end of the day. It's all spiritual. They reject you. Like, they like to put people in these rigid boxes, and if you don't fit in that box in whatever way that means for you, they're just not gonna like you. You're just different, and with me, I'm me myself. I'm a person that is very different from damn near every person I encounter. I know, and I don't say that on, like, to be conceited and all that. No, it's just seriously, like, there's different aspects of me that I don't really see in other people around me like that, because I understand a lot of people in your vicinity, they're not going to be like-minded people. A lot of like-minded people, they're scattered all over the country, all over the world. We're just scattered like that. So it's going to be very hard to encounter another person that's like-minded in our local area, because there's not too many of us out there. So that's why, yeah, I'm not wasting my energy. I'm not wasting my energy at all. I refuse to do that. Anything that reminds me of the past, or the little stupid things that people, the stupid things that people say to try to antagonize you, anything that reminds me of that, I don't play that. Because there was a time, sometimes these people would try to make you look a certain way to other people, because they don't want other people to see how amazing you are. Like, some people are jealous of your personality, and it's so sad, because, like, you're not trying to do anything bad to anyone. You know, you just want to, and you want to share that good energy to others, and it's just, I don't know, they hate on that. So, but again, you got to understand that, you know, majority of the population is not very, they're just not very sharp, you know, so they're gonna, when people are not that sharp, when they're not that bright, they're just gonna find any reason to hate you. And that's really what it is. So